All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the opening crawl there for Void Empire Episode 1 Dawn of Defiance, our Star Wars inspired GURPS campaign. I see that Convalescence has enjoyed it. I assume that it will be muted on the VOD, but if you can find it, but if you're watching it on YouTube, you can go over to my Twitter, where I did link the original in my. Oh, it was muted there. Oh, you know what? It was muted there because I forgot to unmute it on my OBS, so we're doubly muted. All right. Well,
funny.
at least
No
that's
copyright
way.
strike now.
At least that way, I don't have to worry about the copyright claim. Well, that's great. Okay, well, if you want to hear it with the original Star Wars music, I am a professional, I promise. You can go and find the link to it where it's in my Google Drive over on Twitter or Blue Sky.
Find it there before the Empire takes it down.
Yes, find it there before the evil Empire, also known as Google, finds it and does something about it. And if you're there in chat, those are my Twitters and Blue Skies. All right. But yes, we are going to get started right away. I'm going to get some background music playing. Thank you, Mass Effect, for having some ambient sci-fi sounds. All right.
Sci-fi.
So, sorry, I have too many windows open right now.
I know the feeling.
Must be very cold.
It would be. It's actually above freezing right now. That's the first in a while. All right. As our opening crawl fades away into space, because I am not cool enough to actually do the transition into a spaceship appropriately. We instead screen swipe into a new scene. We see a strange, funny-looking alien with tentacles on his face, wearing a purple, bluish business suit and a red tie. As the camera pans over, we can see him checking his holster inside of his breast pocket. Camera gets a flash of a blaster pistol. He is an armed man. The alien approaches. The wrong thing selected. The alien approaches a door at what seems to be an apartment building. He presses a button. There's a buzz, and he enters into a series of rooms. He approaches one of the doors and knocks. Dez. That is how you say your name, right? Dez?
Yes.
Dez, there's a knock at your door. And you respond.
I look up from my meal of proportionately sized chicken, noodles, and rice. And I'm like, I wasn't expecting visitors. Does one come seeking the whispers? And then I go over to my door, and I realize I'm small. I cannot open it.
Your door.
In and out.
You do have a variety of accessibility enhancements for your apartment, so you are able to remotely open it with your comlink device.
I look at my my little screen. And do I have a camera on my door?
Probably. That would be a pretty standard security feature.
Does it have an intercom?
Due to your size limitations, probably.
Okay, awesome. Hello, weary traveler. Have ye come seeking the guidance of the disciple of the Voiced One?
The tentacled man rolls his eyes. You think it's hard to tell; they're kind of on the side of his head, and he simply says, "Cut the shit, Dez. It's Caden. Open up."
Caden.
Dez, you know Caden. He works for Lorne Madon, who is a local important person who buys a lot of your product.
Yes.
Caden here works for
yes.
him.
Yes, Caden. One day, I will change your ways, and we shall bask in the sands underneath the machineless skies.
Uh-huh. Are you gonna open the door?
Yes.
All right.
And I open the door as I quickly retreat back to my meal of like a few pieces of rice, like half a noodle, and like some like very small like chicken scraps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
goodness! It's a long frog.
It's not a noodle. It's a wheat-based worm. Come on.
It's a wheat-based worm.
Yes.
Strange, we didn't have these on my planet.
All right. As we enter, as our camera enters, we pan past Caden and we get our first look at the person he was talking to, Dez, apparently. And we see. How do I? Foundry is lagging. Okay, here we go. View character artwork, show players. We get our first look at Dez, who's sitting on a little pillow on his couch, eating as described a miniature bowl of noodles. Dez looks like a frog, insofar as he is literally the size of a somewhat large but ordinary frog. Zed, would you like to add any additional details to that description?
Yes, I am from a far-off planet of home to a very old race of sentient frogs which worship the Voiced One. I come from a family of frogs whose eyes mirror the image of where the Voiced One, like the god of this religion, sleeps, and I have little like black hole eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of see like the event horizon and like the accretion disk in there. Mm-hmm. I'm a very colorful frog for my family. And yeah, we lived on this one planet. I have a name, and our main product of the planet is the dust of our ancestors, which is a psychotropic, which can prolong life. And we spread it around the universe in the hopes that it will prolong life long enough so that people can proliferate and bring to rise our god, the Voiced One. I am their messenger, and I'm also basically a drug dealer.
Yes.
Wow, I love Dune. I love spice. Can I get some?
Yes.
Specifically, Dez, you are sort of the middleman here, in that
Yes.
your off-world connections allow you access to spice. The man that Caden here works for, Lorne Madon, he's the drug dealer. Or rather, he runs a gang that deals in spice.
A simple farmer at the end of the day.
Yeah. As
Or like a representative of farmers.
Yes. Of course, the Empire has cracked down on the use of spice, which makes this whole enterprise somewhat illegal. Although
They capture us frogs.
Caden enters in and he says, "Yeah, how you doing?"
I am well. Would you like a beverage?
I'm good, thanks. You do have
more
the
than one
the
beverage?
shipment, right?
Yes, I have the shipment of the dust of my ancestral loved ones.
Right, the
From
spice.
with the dust comes from, so too will I become dust, and you will snort me, or mix me into your food. Or inject me, or smoke me, or eat me. I will become part of you, Caden, so too, as the Voiced One is part of all conscious beings.
I mean, I don't know how to respond to that, so I'm just gonna, nod along, and, so where is it? You don't have to get up. Just tell me and I'll grab it.
It's in the refrigerator.
He goes over to the refrigerator, and as he's making his way over there, he says, So, I hope you don't have any plans for this evening, Des, but, the boss wants to talk to you. So, I'm here to get the package, but also you're gonna come with me.
Alright, Des starts eating very quickly.
Alright. Caden goes and he grabs, a couple of kilos of spice out of your fridge. You know this stuff doesn't need to be refrigerated.
It is so that, one second. It's so that, the cold reminds you of the absence of the Voiced One when you snort it, and then the warmth you feel afterwards is his, loving embrace. It's written in scripture, I promise, somewhere.
Right.
So I was foretold that you would be here tonight.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, if you're ready to go, I guess I can carry you. Come on. He holds out a squiddy hand.
May I, do you have a shirt pocket?
Sure. Yeah.
Nice. I feel secure in pockets. I've been dropped before and landed on my back, and I was there for 13 centuries.
Okay, now I know you're making up shit.
I was there for a while. Had to be at least an afternoon.
All right, but Caden will then take Des back out of the apartment, out towards their hover cycle. Des gets fitted with a tiny frog helmet,
Nice.
and the hover bike takes off, making its way out into the city. And
Nice.
we will now change scene.
Skywater.
Keeping the remains of your ancestors next to the milk herbs.
How do I scroll around the page? Around the map?
So just right-click and drag.
Yeah.
Oh, the future's now. And then how the heck do I open up my character sheet? Then I don't have any questions.
Your character sheet will be on the left. You'll see all those tabs. You'll see the
right.
Sorry, the right. On the right, you'll see all the tabs. You'll see the third one is like a little dude.
Actors.
The actors.
Yes.
Then there's the party folder. Open the party folder. You'll see everybody's beautiful faces. You are an observer on everyone's sheet, and you are the owner of your sheet. So you'll be able to open it up.
Boy, this is great.
Yep. The character sheet itself will have it will look just like the GURPS character sheet that we uploaded. You can't really edit it on Foundry though, so we'll have to like re-upload it every time you improve.
Okay.
But you can roll right off it if you just like click a skill level. It'll roll it for you. And there's a bucket for holding modifiers and things, and we'll talk about that later. Since
A lot more streamlined than very similar to Roll20, but it runs a lot smoother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it.
I've been here 5 minutes, and I'm like, wow, this seems great.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
All right. We will now pop over to another part of the city. We see here a garage. In this garage, we find an individual currently bent over and shoulders deep in a hover car's engine. We see this individual here.
Yeah.
Navi, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm just a simple mechanic. That's all you really gotta know.
All right. Absolutely. Meanwhile, in the same garage, currently recharging their batteries between some racks of things, we have a rather unusual-looking droid.
Oh man, you get to see it in its low bit glory. It works great as a token, but when you boost it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, standing between those two racks is the hero of this story, Harrow, or H4R0, the wandering gunslinger, defender of the poor, and hero of this town. Town, of course, being this world-spanning city, but ever since he had a slight glitch in his system while watching the good, the settings equivalent of the good, the bad, the ugly, he decided that he was going to be the hero that people needed, the gunslinger, the man who wanders into town, the wind at his back, and the oppression of others in front of him. Also, he's a tripod looking repurposed four-armed robot assassin that can that has 4 pistols, because of course he does.
Of course.
Anyways,
I thought the plan was to keep the forearm part for a surprise.
Oh, God damn it! It's been 2 weeks. He's he's 4 arms.
Wait, no, I thought no, it's fine. He only has 2 arms. I don't know anything about having having more than 2 arms.
Anyways, he's a repurposed industrial droid that has been gone so long without a mind wipe that they have effectively developed their own personality.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Anyway, Navi, right now you are doing a major tune-up on this hover car right now. This particular hover car is belongs to a street racer by the name of Rice Thiff. Rice he's a bit of an asshole, but he works for Lorne Madon. He's part of the crew. And he's also, as much as you hate to admit it, really good at what he does, which is racing. He's no speed racer, but he definitely wins more often than chance. So, and he's quite picky. Right now, you're giving his car a major tune-up because later this week is planned for a big race. While you're working, though, you hear the shop door open, and you hear some people coming in.
Oh. Well, I wasn't expecting any other customers.
No, it's past opening hours. You'd normally be closed right now. But as these individuals walk out, you recognize them. The man in the middle is the boss, Lorne Madon. And the man behind him is the owner of the car you're working on, Rice Stiff. The other two are just a couple of Lorne's flunkies, higher, thugs.
Yeah.
Men with muscle and gun.
Yes.
The thugs sort of just move out and stand there menacingly. Lorne and Rice sort of move into the center of the.
Hey, hello
shop.
there. I was not expecting you so soon. I'm sorry. I'm not entirely done yet with your car, but I'm getting there. Just got to make sure it's all up to your ridiculously high specifications.
Rice sort of just nods and sort of walks past to check out his own car, and as he goes, and Lorne says, don't worry. We're not here to pick it up. I know it ain't been long enough yet. But I do want to talk to you about something. I need that bot of yours again.
Oh. Okay. Well, he's currently charging, so here, I'll go get him. All
right.
Now he's gonna just wander right on over and tap Haro's shoulder.
Haro's red eyes turn on, and it goes from like a limp position to an upright state. It's 3 legs skittering a bit as the hydraulics kick into fashion. It then looks you in the eyes and goes, "Out of there. You need me?"
Well, the boss needs you. He's right here, asking for your help.
Well, I hope he needs me for something good. I'll go ahead and talk to him.
Yeah, come on.
How can I help you, sir?
Lorne looks across and he says, "Droid, I need you to work security. The big race is coming up, and the pot is expected to be quite large. I'm worried about thieves."
Ah, thieves. Alrighty. Well, if there's any scoundrels trying to make a quick buck off of your good fortune, I'll make sure to perforate them worse than cheese.
He nods. "I appreciate it. Navi will be there, so she'll make sure you're there on time."
Oh,
I definitely will.
She's always very punctual.
Navi, I don't know why you programmed your droid with such an outrageous accent.
Well, honestly, I didn't, but I like it.
Well, there's something else I wanted to discuss with you, if you've got a moment. He's
of course.
Gonna make his way over towards you. He's gonna say, "So, do you know Gavin Thule?" You can make an area knowledge check, Vivian, if you would like.
Ooh.
To
Yeah,
perhaps.
let me see if I can find. Where would that be on the sheet?
That would be. That would have been a skill. It looks like you didn't have it, but it is relevant to you, so I will let you use Streetwise in this case because he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So make a Streetwise roll. We'll sort of.
Here it is.
It really should be area knowledge, but we'll say it's Streetwise for today.
Oh, did it work? It worked. I accidentally rolled twice. I'm sorry.
It's all right. So we'll take that first one. So you have a 10 in Streetwise. You rolled a 6. which is success by 4. So,
all right.
So even if we were counting this as like defaulting on area knowledge, then that would be a success. So okay.
All right.
Yeah. So you know the guy. Gavin is Gavin Thule, who is spelt weird because it's a Star Wars name.
Of course.
So it's Gavin, but with a Y.
I love it.
Gavin Thule is he's another street racer. He's basically if Rice is the best racer you know, Gavin's the second. If Gavin's the best racer you know, then Rice is the second. Sort of depends who you asks.
Of course.
Specifically, Gavin is a member of a somewhat rival gang, the Grim Angels, and he's every bit as good as Rice, in your honest opinion.
Okay.
So when he asks if you know who that is, you know who that is.
Nappy nods profusely, her goofy ears flopping behind her.
Mm-hmm. So Lauren says, well, I would really rather not have to pay one of the Grim Angels the first place pot. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a little bit embarrassing, of course. Especially when I'm the one that's tuning up the car of the winner.
Yes, it'd be bad for your business as well, wouldn't it?
It would.
So, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How much time do you think it would take you to make sure his car wasn't in the best condition? Assuming you had access to it. How long would that take you?
Oh, assuming I had access to it, it would be only a couple minutes to take out some crucial parts.
Great. All right then. So, here's how it's gonna go. The night of the big race. After everybody pulls up, I'm gonna call all the racers in for a big speech and make a big show out of taking everyone's entrance fees. And that's going to leave the cars a little less watched, a little more. I'm sure there'll be some people keeping an eye on things, but there'll be a lot fewer eyes. During that moment, I want you to do what you can, just to tip our odds, just enough to tip our odds in the favor, in our favor.
Of course.
Excellent.
I can handle that.
Excellent. And I can promise you that you're gonna get a lot of business from me if this all works out. So, be good for both of us.
Of course. I trust you. I know that you haven't failed me in the past, so I can make this happen for you.
All right. Well, boys, I'm ready to go. Rice takes one last look over his car, makes his way over, and as he's heading out, he says, "And take good care of my baby."
Oh, I will, of course. Not a scratch is gonna come on that thing's chassis.
He nods, and they're all gonna see their way out. You're alone with Haro again.
Harrow turns to face Navi. I'll be dead honest here. I usually don't approve of doing low-down tricks, but you've got to get it done. I understand. Just understand I'm going to be focusing on my security duty, because I really don't want to get my hands too dirty with that kind of behavior. I'm sorry, I've got an image to maintain.
I understand. I wouldn't want you to do anything that the sheriff would not do. I understand.
Oh, I think my company precludes me from being a sheriff, but I'm glad you're looking out for me.
As always. Now, I should probably start finishing this thing up before Rice comes back here and complains.
Oh, I'm sure he'd find something to complain about. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to sleep for a little bit, but I'm sure you'll do a super job on that thing.
Why, thank you.
All right. As we fade out on that scene, we find a very different apartment. Echo, why don't you tell us about what we're seeing here?
Well, what you're seeing is a torpedo-shaped creature that's about 8 feet in length that has pale green skin and bouncy little antenna on its head. This is an aquarium, and it is telepathic, and it has galaxy squirrels for eyes, and it is encased in a terrifying mechanical shell of yes.
Oh my
It's
god.
encased in a terrifying cyber suit that can rip a man in half.
Amazing.
Yes. So, Echo, you are in your apartment. It's late in the evening. You're doing whatever it is Echo does to unwind at the end of a day. And there is a knock at your door.
Proceed.
The door opens, and you see a man that you know. Rice Thiff.
Oh, right. Hello.
And Rice says, how's it going, Echo? You doing anything tonight? Got any plans?
Echo looks over to his shrimp that he has in a fish tank. I was about to have an exciting conversation. What would you have in mind?
Well, normally I'd take you out for a drink for this conversation, but I don't know how that works with your suit.
Oh, it doesn't.
Ah. Well, then, why don't I come in and I'll cut to the chase?
Very well.
He comes in and sort of sits down. And he says, so, Echo, the boss and I, we got a business proposition for you. You want to make some money, right?
Yes, of course. You've been so helpful and all with fronting the cash for my suit.
Right. And so, we have a job, and it's... Echo, were you planning on entering the race this week?
Was I?
That's up to you. You are a driver. You have the driving skill, and we described your character as a driver in the past. So it's up to you if you were going to enter or not. You might think that you might be outclassed here, because I do remember your driving skill is only like professional. Whereas so maybe you don't think that, but maybe you'd enter anyway. That's up to you.
For fun's sake, let's say I do.
All right.
Oh, yes.
Rice nods and says, I respect it. But you know you're not really gonna win, right?
Well,
I mean, how many times have you won recently? And everyone's coming out. Everyone's coming out this week.
I may have a record of 0 out of 14. Just
yeah. So
yeah, maybe.
So I'm off. So right now you're looking at pretty close to 0% chance of coming out with any cash. I'm gonna offer you much better odds. And this ain't just coming from me. This is coming from the boss. The boss is in on this as well. We want you to play a little destruction derby at the start of the race. We want you to drive real aggressive like. We want you to try and knock out some of the competition.
Oh, now, Rice, I know what you're saying, but I've told you both before about hurting people.
Now we ain't asking we ain't asking you to kill nobody, nothing like that. No, just bump them around a little, make sure that they don't quite get a clean start, force them to have to pull off the side of the road, that kind of thing. Just a couple of in specific cars, some specific competition. If you do this, I'm going to give you 10% of the winnings. He looks around, that's more than a month's rent here, for sure. And the boss said he'll cover any costs of your repairs. He'll have Navi do it, and he'll pay all the costs. So if you get scratched up, or even if you get in a wreck, whatever, Lauren's got it covered. So it won't cost you a penny. I'll cover your entrance fee, and you'll get 10% of whatever I win. What do you say?
Tell your boss. I'll think.
Bryce sort of claps his hands on his thighs and stands up and says, "You owe us, Echo. You better think about it long, hard, and right. Okay?"
Echo gets really pensive. Yeah, right. Sounds good. I'll think about it. And goes over to his shrimp. And,
Great.
Wants to avoid it. Kind of an avoidance tick.
Great. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll see you at the race. And he will turn and he will take his leave. Leaving Echo alone in their apartment. Anything else from Echo before I move on?
Echo gives a pensive sigh and mutters, "It seems so nice when they're offering me money."
I think the Echo voice mod was a really good addition.
Good.
Yeah.
All
This is
right.
good.
No, that's top stuff.
All right. Meanwhile, while that's going on, Caden and Dez pull up on their motorcycle into mostly empty parking garage. And Caden gets off the motorcycle. Oops, I brought the motorcycle with me.
Oh no, it's alive.
Should have made it a tile instead of a actor. I'm rotating the wrong token. Right. They make their way up, and you find Lorne Madon leaned up on the front of one of his sports cars, and he says, "Is he with you?" And Caden opens his jacket, and there's a fat little frog stuck in his coat pocket.
I peek out.
There you are, Des. I don't suppose Caden's told you anything.
No, but he's told me the great news that you have read the copies of the Voiced Gospel that I have left you, and you're ready to convert and come to my people's planet to receive your baptism of sand.
That's why I like you, Des. You're always quick with a joke.
One day, I'll keep your email on the subscription for the gospel newsletter. It was your fault for giving it to me.
Yeah, it was. Anyway,
Sand baptism is very nice. Great for the skin.
I'm sure. Maybe one
like
day
to
I'll have
come try it
when I can afford a vacation. For now, though,
Nice.
we have some work to discuss.
All right, so I've got the spice you requested. Now there's a little bit more in quantity. That's a little gift from my people to you, in the hopes that we can upset the price of spice in this sector. The rulers of this planet have made some disagreeable political choices, and we would like to devalue their spice supplies, and thus their monetary asset value. See, what's happening here is that they made a big no-no, and now we're gonna make them poor.
I see. Well, that is interesting. You want us to try and us have reduced prices and try and get a bigger market share.
We will give you more spice if you sell lower. I know that doesn't benefit you necessarily in the long run, but it does, because once they sell their spice stores at a lower price to meet their costs, you will have a surplus because you can save, and then once they run out, you can set the price of spice.
That's an interesting proposition. I have other business I wanted to discuss. But this is
You didn't get my email?
Yes. Perhaps this can be an email. But as for what I wanted to discuss, I have
I don't think I pressed send on that email. Right? Yeah, you would have known. It's hard to reach the send button. I know I could just move.
Anyway,
That'll work on my initiative.
Anyway, there's a
yes.
There's a client, a particular big name in the city, who has made a very large order for spice.
Oh.
Yes. The problem is I'm not sure I trust him.
How much did they order?
A lot.
A lot's a lot for one person.
Yes, more than one person could need, but The person's not just one man. Not really. His name's Cram Hain.
Like to remind you that with control the spies, control the people, control the universe. Be careful how big of a supply you'll sell, for the power and judgment scales may tip in their favor.
He nods. I know my business. I'm not selling. He's not asking enough. He's not asking for enough to compete with us.
Gotcha.
But he is making a big order. His name's Cram Hain. I don't suppose you've seen him in the news.
I lost my television remote 6 months ago. I have not been able to find it. I've been misinformed and not well informed. I'm getting off all of my news off of social media apps from this talking fish.
I see. Well, Cram Hain, he's a judge in the city. But
Judges love drugs.
Yes, he's notoriously corrupt. It's well known that the bigger fish in the underworld, pay him off.
There is always a bigger fish. Thank you.
Anyway, Cram, Judge Hain, he's ordering a lot. 2 kilos of spice.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot for one man to be ordering. Now, we know he puts on a lot of parties. He entertains a lot of people.
Yes.
So, it's plausible that what he's saying is true, and that he simply wants to have a good, steady supply for his parties, for entertainment, and for his own habits.
But...
My concern
supply could be bought per party.
Yes.
An overdose on spice is not a good time.
Well, that's his business. My concern, though, is that Hain's corruption is sort of starting to come to light. And I worry that squashing a mid-level dealer like me might be his way of trying to change his appearance in the court of public opinion. So I don't know if he's the legit customer or if this is a setup.
Well, spice is strictly for religious practices on my planet.
Yes.
And that is how we propagate it to the members of the faith. This is why you are technically a disciple of the Voiced One.
But I don't know if the governor is going to... the Imperial governor is probably less likely to follow that.
Imperials wanting spice, huh? Ho, ho, ho. How the turntables turned back to us all the time.
I'm gonna get right to
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut straight to the point, Des. I'm trying to buy some time before I make this delivery to the judge, and I'm inviting him out for some entertainment very soon. There's a big race coming up, street racing, and we're gonna be in just the right position up above the city in my hover car to get a good view of the event. I want you to be there with us.
I was just about to ask if I could come.
I want you there with us, and I want you to talk with the judge and I want you to use your freaky little powers to make sure he's on the up and up with this deal.
I will have him look into my eyes and glimpse the infinity and the whispers.
Right. So, yeah. You make sure that he ain't trying to screw us over. And, if it's all good, then we're good. And if he is trying to screw us over, well, then maybe you could do something else with your freaky little mind powers.
Okay, but I have one condition.
Yeah.
I would like a very strong and skilled individual to carry me around. There are rumors of Imperials kidnapping my people and then ransoming us back to our home planet in exchange for spice. And my home planet's like, we can only give you an equivalent of the frog's weight in spice. And then the Empire is like, well, what about their like political and intellectual worth? And they're like, that only adds a few more grams. There are many frogs.
So wait, you're wanting a 24-hour guard now?
No, just on the hovercraft. Technically, like I'm not allowed to like ride like the sky machines, for they will all be hurled to the earth when the voice of one is awoken. But I like to see the stars from hover cars, because if you go high enough, you can see some other stuff, but you can't see it because of light pollution.
Well, I'll be there to protect you. Don't worry. It'll just be me, you, and this judge.
Nice. Can I bring my knife?
Where will you? Can you hide it on yourself? He squints at the small frog.
I like kind of I place the knife in front of me and then I sit on it. Behold, it is hidden.
I had it the whole time.
I suppose, but don't bring that ridiculous blaster backpack.
What? You don't like Cannon Mannon?
Look, I can't have you pointing a gun at the judge. That's
very well.
That's gonna be an issue.
Knife fighting and wrestling is the way of my people, for I am a master of frog kumite.
I'm sure you are. Anyway, that business with the underselling, you just you email me those numbers and we'll see what we can do. I'll talk to my boys and we'll put together a plan.
I'll send my spreadsheets.
Yeah. For now, though, Caden, you can take him home. Yes, boss.
Farewell. May the whispers lull you into sweet nothings till the day where the screams erupt. Come take a bath in the sands.
Dez's words are cut off by the sound of a hover motorcycle starting, and Caden taking off, flying out through the city on a hover motorcycle.
I like the improv of my mad gospel.
It's very fun so far.
I'm gonna offer people sand baptisms for a while.
Excellent. As Caden and Dez fly off, we see Lorne get into his car with one of his thugs, and they are gonna drive off. And as they drive off, we find ourselves somewhere else. Apollo, we find you in your apartment. It's kind of shitty, to be honest. You're in a mega apartment building. It's dozens and dozens of stories high, crammed full of as many tiny, like, one-room apartments as you can find. You've got your bed, your kitchenette, your dining room, all in one place, and a bathroom that's barely that you have to, like, squeeze past the sink to get to the shower.
It's a bathroom, though.
It is a bathroom. It
gets the job done.
It is technically not the worst apartment in the city, as you do have a private bathroom as opposed to a communal showering space.
Exactly.
Nice.
Haven't hit rock bottom yet.
Sure, the guy next door sometimes screams in the middle of the night for no reason, but you get used to it.
It keeps you on your toes.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to give any additional description to our Apollo Knight?
Apollo Knight is the name that this planet knows them by. They haven't had to nor wanted to divulge much more information than that to the planet as well. And so therefore I will not divulge any more information.
Valid.
Okay.
As you're what do we find Apollo doing at this late hour?
There's probably some papers scattered around, like, this little desk area.
Mm-hmm.
They were probably trying to look through some information. They might call it studying, but we would say that they looked at it for a little bit and decided, I'm not going to do this right now, and they are probably just having an impromptu nap on the floor at 3 a.m.
That makes sense. You are awoken from your nap by a knock upon the door. Yo, Apollo, are you home?
Does Apollo recognize this voice?
You do.
Okay. Then that that prevents them from grabbing the nearest item that they can use as a weapon. From being suddenly awoken from their nappy. They're gonna kind of, like, just go, huh, what? Yeah, I'm up, and probably just stumble towards the door.
All right. When you open the door, you see the boss, Lorne Maddon, waiting for you. He says, "Hello, Apollo. Can I come in?"
Apollo just, like, kind of, like, looks around, feels embarrassed for their living space, and then decides that there's not really anything that could be done about it. Kind of closes the door, undoes the lock, and then opens it fully to let him step inside.
All right. As you make your way, as he makes his way inside, he looks around at all the papers scattered around the floor. What's all this?
Oh, it's nothing. Just got bored.
Well, I've got some fun for you, so hopefully that's not going to be a problem. So, I got a question for you. Need you to do a little bit of your Mojo Jojo for me.
Okay.
So, now, to be clear, Apollo, Lorne here is, he knows your background.
Okay.
He he made a big you owe him a big favor because he set you up as Apollo Knight after the incident. He knows your real name, and he knows why you can't use it. But he also got you this apartment, and he got you a job to pay for this apartment, and he got you your papers. So Lauren
Mojo Jojo, you say?
Yeah. See, I've got a bad feeling about something. I know that... So there's the big race this weekend. And there's a lot of money on the line. And I'm spending a lot of money on it. So... I'm concerned, you see, that someone is going to try and swipe the pot. It's all hard currency, you know? None of the digital shit. It's all new cred sticks. We're dealing with hard cash. And a lot of it all in one place. Maybe 10,000, maybe more. I'm just worried. I got a feeling someone's gonna come for it. Can you, you know, do your thing and see how it's gonna go?
Do my thing, you say. I can do as much as I can offer you, but I can't promise that it will be enough. But whatever I can do, whatever I can offer, yeah, I'll try to keep things going the way that you would like them to.
All right. So, Apollo, your character has as one of your advantages precognition.
Right, I was looking at that on my character sheet.
Yes. So you have precognition, and how this works is that you can you can sit down and meditate for a certain amount of time, and when you do so, you can attempt to see a vision of the future. It requires a very difficult roll. You may spend points in the future to make it more reliable, but it requires 10 minutes and a chi -8 roll to read the future. You have the directed enhancement on this, so you can ask about specific events. So you can ask specifically about the race, as opposed to just reading Lorne's future in general. If you're willing to take extra time, you can get a bonus on that roll. So it's 10 minutes to just attempt the roll, but if you were to take 20 minutes, it would be, you'd get a +1. And let me pull up the extra time rules so I can be accurate on this. And just so that we can know, like, for the future. Right. So extra time. 2 times as long gives a +1. 4 times as long gives a +2. So if you were to take 40 minutes, you'd get a +2. 8 times as long gets a +3. 15 a +4, and 30 gives a +5. So your base time for this action is 10 minutes. So, how long would you be willing? Keeping in mind that you also have the cost fatigue limitation on this, using your meditation wipes you out. Right now, it is set up so that you are taking whenever you use this power actively, you lose 8 points of fatigue. You only have 10, so you are exhausted afterwards, and you'll feel like running a marathon after doing this.
Ooh.
Right.
So you can't you also when you can't attempt the same question repeatedly anyway. So the question is, how long are you willing to meditate on this task for Lorne?
I think Apollo is gonna kind of like think about it, and then kind of sigh and start going over to like their kitchenette and just like rummaging through some things. I imagine that there's a very specific like post meditation drink cocktail that they give themselves to. I don't know if it makes the exhaustion better per se, but it definitely is like a comforting beverage after the fact.
Your sleepy time tea after for your nap after this.
Right, exactly. They start brewing like the most ungodly concoction of sleepy time tea and NyQuil. And it's just like, okay. However long I spend on this, I'm going to be exhausted. So can't give you the most accurate reading unless I just want to be out of work for a week and then lose my job and then have absolutely nothing to my name. But I don't know, 30 minutes of meditation, I'll see what that can give me.
All right. Let's round it up to 40, and that will give you a +2 on the roll.
Yeah.
All right. So this is using this power actively requires a chi -8 roll. Your chi stat is a 13. 13 -8, you would be rolling against a 5, which is really unlikely. But taking extra time knocks that up to a 7. Still iffy, but you might succeed.
Okay. Because I don't think that this is a roll that I can't just like click something on it. So how do I type in the command to do this then?
Okay. So one thing that you can do is go to the if you go to the bucket. So we're gonna use this opportunity of rolling with some modifiers to detail how the bucket works. So down on the bottom of your screen, next to the three 6-sided dice, you'll see the bucket there, which is the little box with a +0, and there's like a magnet, which I don't know what the magnet does, and a trash can, which empties it. So if there's any numbers in there right now, just click the trash can to empty it, so it's +0.
All right.
All right. And if you click that +0, it'll pop up a big window with all sorts of modifiers. A lot of these are canonical modifiers, like +4 to hit for determined attack, or -2 to dodge for failing an acrobatics roll. But there's also custom modifiers down at the bottom. So in order to do the -8 that you've got, if you'll just click -4 twice, that will plop a -8 in your current modifiers, which you can see listed on the left.
I do see that now, yes.
And then you can click the +2 for the extra time that you added, and you'll see that now your net modifier is a -6.
It sure is.
Yeah, that -6 will now apply to the next roll that you make.
So now I should just make a regular chi roll, and
Right.
it will do the thing.
Right, so now you go to your character sheet, you click chi, and it should do that automatically. Yeah.
Failure.
Yes. So now you can see here in the window, you rolled your chi. Again, your chi is a 13. You had a -6. Effective skill was a 7. You rolled a 13. That's more than 7. That's a failure. Missed it by 6. In opposed rolls, sometimes the margin of failure matters. In this case, it's just that it's a failure, but not a critical failure. All right. So you spend 40 minutes meditating on this for Lorne. On your character sheet, you will see your point pools somewhat near the top, underneath your primary attributes and secondary attributes. So please set your fatigue to 2.
2 of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Tired.
Yes. When you do so, you should get a tired icon on your token, and it should automatically apply certain penalties to your character sheet. Namely, being tired like this means you have a penalty to your dodge and your movement, among other things. I don't know why it applied the fatigue effect 4 times. That's weird, but all right.
There's 1.
Yeah. All right. But yes. So that's how your power works. Unfortunately, while you meditated for 40 minutes, you were unable to see any visions. This is a power you'll be able to improve as we go. You can buy off those that cost fatigue, so it's less exhausting for you. You can also buy reliable as an enhancement to give you a skill a bonus, so that initial -8 isn't as, isn't as rough.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, that's how it works. So you're unable to have a vision. But obviously Lorne can't tell that. So he's been waiting patiently outside while you're meditating. He wouldn't have been standing over you. But you are tired and exhausted. You feel like you just ran a marathon. You want to drink your tea and go to bed. But you also know that you don't have any good information to tell Lorne about his stuff potentially being stolen. So what are you going to do?
Apollo Knight is going to do is going to do something that they've gotten pretty good at recently in this new arc of their life, which is delay the inevitable disappointment for as long as possible. And so they're going to limp very uncharismatically to the door and kind of like fling it open and be like kind of like leaning against it as they're like talking, and they're like, yeah, so like the thing that you're worried about, that guy definitely gonna try to steal the race and kind of like ruin the whole show. I would plan for a high chance of rain in that regard, and to bring as many umbrellas as possible. Is that good? Thumbs up.
He nods and says, sounds like Haro's gonna have... No, he wouldn't call you by your nickname. Sounds like the combat droid's gonna have its work cut out for it then. You better come along too.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I definitely gonna want you on security then. Yeah. Tell your boss you'll have to call off this weekend. Be at the warehouse. I'll need you and the droid to watch the pot. Just make sure nobody has sticky fingers.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, if there's anything we can do to prevent you from getting absolutely robbed, that's it's great. I'll be there after a firm 24 hours of non-stop sleeping.
Good. I'll see you then.
Esther's just gonna close the door, and then they're not even gonna make it to bed. They're just going to immediately fall asleep. They're gonna like take one sip from their drink and then kind of just lie down on the floor.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. Then with that, we shall go to the night of the race. See, I shouldn't be out here just yet. Turn those invisible. Alright. Actually, we should go to the warehouse first.
We've already seen the map. It's been spoiled.
I know.
Pot.
I wasn't looking. I choose not to see it.
You just have to have Mr. Krabs rewind the remote on your brain.
Pot.
Alright, hold on.
It's just a huge bowl of cannabis.
Not that kind of pot.
The Empire's regulations are really bad.
Oh.
Oops, I didn't mean to copy the car.
What?
Oh, I thought this was like the scene where I'm sabotaging. Oh well.
Oh, we'll get there. I'm just gotta pull everybody out.
Am I still fatigued then?
No, this is a few days later, so set your SP
Okay.
back up to full.
Howdy, friends.
Oh, I didn't set up Caden's default token properly.
Would like to have 10 strengths.
Just sell your legs, then you'll be able to afford it.
Real and true.
Foundry is...
I love how that's a true fact in this system. Just sell your legs to character creation.
I think,
You,
I think Cyberpunk should be like that.
Oh, yeah.
Being quadriplegic is the true meta strat.
Another group that Viv and I are in, Viv's running a Cyberpunk game, so we're all like making our characters, and I do feel like you should be able to like, if you give up enough of your limbs, you get enough like EB back to like spend into your cybernetics.
Yeah.
Fucking real. I think that there's actually like in Cyberpunk 2077, there's like advertisements about like sell your kidneys, we'll give you a cyber one, it's okay.
It'll work about as good, don't worry.
It's
Yeah.
just like, listen, you already only really need just one kidney, so what's missing one?
I'm just imagining the sign, big money, big now, sell your kidney. We'll make it worth it.
Yep.
Alright. So it's the night of the race. And you're all meeting in the warehouse. The racers haven't all arrived yet, but they're starting to pull up outside. Before long, they'll all be coming in here. Lauren will be collecting their ante for the pot, and he's going to make his big speech, which will be Navi's moment to sabotage. But in the meantime, he's sort of everyone here is everyone who's currently here is a member of the Madon's crew. And he's like, all right, so here's how it's gonna go. Just so we're all clear. In a few minutes, the racers are gonna start piling in here. I'm gonna take their money. We're gonna put it all here on the table. I'm gonna take my cut. The prize money I'll take my cut with me. Everything that stays on the table is the pot for the winners. You two, and he looks to Apollo and then to H4RO. You two are going to be staying in here, and you're going to be working security. Make sure nobody comes in and touches the cash until we have a winner. Apollo, as you turn to face your coworker here, you see this droid with a hat and a poncho. But as you see them, you have spontaneously that which you failed to have the other night. You have a vision. You see things which we have previously discussed. Flashes, blaster fire, shouting of voices. And then you come back to the present. H4, do you have anything to say as you were introduced to your coworker for the night?
Well, H4 is going to politely walk on over and be like, it's going to be an absolute pleasure working with you. I take it you're pretty confident if the boss here decided to bring you along, right?
Yeah, sure. I trying to stop thinking about the visions and not just like blurt them out immediately. Yeah. Yeah. This job should be fine. Yeah. No, nothing wrong about it.
Sure, you doing all right? Seemed like saw a ghost or something.
Oh, yeah, maybe this warehouse is a little bit haunted. I mean, stranger things have happened.
Oh, yeah, I guess this probably would be an ideal place to do an interrogation of a low-down snitch.
I bet it would. But don't you worry, Haro will definitely be keeping up his side of the bargain. I've run diagnostics on him like 8 times. Everything's running shipshape. Good.
Yeah, I'm the best droid you'll ever meet.
Everything's running shipshape.
All right. The Manon says, "Well, now that we're all introduced to one another, so."
Wait, I've been muted.
Oh no! Oh no, you've been muted. What were you trying to say?
I wanna. Does anyone notice me yet, or do they just think like there's like a frog on the table?
Ezra has been Apollo has been kind of glancing at you every few seconds, just like they're not going to bring it up first, but they're also just kind of looking around like, is anyone else going to talk about like the little frog? Is anyone else going to like talk about the little frog on the table? Is anybody?
Our mafia boss have a stuffed animal in their pocket.
I'm just gonna roll perception to see if I even notice. I do, apparently.
Mm-hmm. There is a frog on the table. It is like colorful and sparkly, and a frog.
Quick question: is this little guy part of the reward for winning the race?
The blue one I have seen in my dreams.
Now, it's very rude to imply that ownership of an individual is an acceptable way of doing things, especially if you don't own them yourself.
I am a conscious being. No one owns me except for the one who shall scream at the void.
Ah, of course.
But the blue one I have seen in my dreams.
The blue one?
The Viv's character.
Yeah, I step forwards inquisitively.
My eyes open wider, and you kind of see like my pupils and like the weird like black hole like features of my eyeballs.
Zed, I'm sorry, but are you colorblind? Because she's clearly orange.
Yeah, fur.
I mean, the fur is like gray. I would say that.
Yeah.
I would
Bluish gray. No.
I would not have described. I would not have described them as the blue one.
That to me, that's okay. So I have blue light filters on all of my screens because I have like 16 hours of screen time. So it might be that it looks blue to me.
Okay.
On my computers.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
But
yeah. Like the
blue on the eye one.
Yeah.
I've seen in my dreams.
Yes, the blue glowy lights that comprise my face.
We have walked a path in the sands of time, and I have seen other footsteps along this road. But none have yet been revealed to me. Although that one, and I look at Apollo, that one's face conceals secret. And I look at the droid and it's like, that one would be recognized. And then I look at what's the name of Dee's dolphin?
Echo.
I look at Echo and I say, that one scares me.
Yeah, he's pretty intimidating in the giant suit. Won't want to be stuck in an arm wrestle with him.
It
So
is
to
a
reiterate,
creature.
are the drugs on the table part of the pot? No.
I belong to no one. Except for my people. But yes, I am a frog. I am of a specific race. My connection to our esteemed colleague is through that of the spice trade. Would you like to join my religion and bathe in sand?
I'll think about it, little buddy.
You have basically already bathed in sand.
Lauren sort of comes forward and says, "Deez, we're trying to. Can you do this later on your own time?"
Lauren is my disciple.
Lauren's gonna pick up Des and sort of.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I didn't accept to be picked up. I'm struggling. How you think a frog would struggle if you grab him? Like,
hey, funny frog person, want to hang out on top of my hat?
Yes, the one
I'll
who
keep
is
an eye on him,
recognized, I will pick up. Will allow me to rest on their head. You are recognized because you are conscious.
Well, considering I woke up this morning, I'd say I'm pretty conscious, yeah.
No. You are conscious.
Of course I am. I'm incredibly lucid.
You are conscious.
Of course. Anyway.
Yeah.
Des, don't go confusing the droid. All right.
But they are conscious.
It's a very convincing illusion. I'll grant you that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We can talk philosophy later.
I'm very
Not a race
happy I
to
was programmed.
sabotage.
Yes. So, the racers are going to come in. They're going to put their money on the table. I'm going to shake their hands, thank them for coming. I'm going to take half the money. The other half's going to go to the pot for the winner.
Can I give some money?
Lauren looks at you and says, hard currency only.
I'm gonna pull out a coin from
None
somewhere.
of that Dogecoin stuff. None of that spice coin that you've been trying to tell everyone to invest in.
That's in spice coin.
Des throws a single hard imperial credit that you're not sure how he carried here onto the table. It's like a silver $50 coin.
I would like no returns. I just don't want to carry it back.
The thing about the money in this setting, and I will briefly aside to it because it might be important later, is that imperial credits are basically come in three forms. The first two are purely digital, and are kept on a credit stick. Basically, the first two are the same. It's more the credit stick which is different. There are accredited credit sticks, which are legally tied to an individual and are usually password or biometrically protected to prevent easy theft. This is what the majority of people use for the majority of their transactions. If you were working a job, you probably get your money direct deposited into your authenticated cred stick, which is basically your remote access to your online bank account, basically.
Okay.
There are also non-authenticated cred sticks, which are anonymized and can hold digital currency. These are basically you could sort of think of them as like preloaded credit cards, right? And these are digital currency, so you can carry a king's ransom, in your pocket, if you know. But these are not tied to any identity, and they are owned by whoever is holding them legally. And then the last kind is hard currency. Hard currency is pretty uncommon for most people. If you're a perfectly legal citizen, as I said, you're usually paid direct deposit digitally to your authenticated cred stick. You make all your day-to-day purchases with digital credits. You could easily go your entire life without touching hard currency. However, there are some in the Empire who prefer hard currency greases the wheels of corruption throughout the Empire, and therefore
like
it's
Bitcoin.
Therefore, it's sort of a political non-starter to get rid of it. There have been movements too, since its only real function is to aid crime and anonymous transactions. But because of the criminals in government and the business world, who like being able to ship around large quantities of anonymous cash, because the non-digital ones, or the non-authenticated cred sticks, while not necessarily legally tied to an identity, still leave a digital paper trail, and are therefore not as secure as just giving someone a briefcase full of hard currency. So yes, so hard currency exists, but it is a bit uncommon in the setting. So once all the racers have paid up their ante, I'm going to go out. We're going to gather every racer in here, and I'm going to make a big speech. He sort of looks to Navi. After I give my speech, they're going to go out. Me and Dez are going to hop into my hover car, and we're going to go up above. We're going to start the race, and they're going to be off. He looks to Echo. Echo, you understand your role in all this. And while the race is going on, you guys will be doing your... make sure that there's no trouble in here, and everything should go fine. And the winner will be declared. They'll come pick up their money, and we'll all go home a little richer.
Can I please request that you send me a pic capture of the winner so that I know who not to shoot when they come in to get their pot?
Certainly. You'll know though. There'll be a big. You'll know.
Oh, okay.
You'll know.
Okay, there'll be an entourage.
There'll be an entourage.
I just want to make sure.
You'll know.
All right, fair enough.
Navi's face gets replaced with a check mark to show she understands. Excellent.
Thumbs up.
All right. So at this point, we start moving towards the situation. Racers begin coming in. Rice is there. So is Gavin. Money is taken. The pot is growing larger and larger. There's hundreds and then thousands and then over 10,000 Imperial credits sitting on this table. That's a year's pay or more. Quite a lot of money. Lauren's taking his cut, but he is organizing the event. Whoever wins this race, though, is going to be walking away with a fat stack of cash. And it's quite a tempting target. Navi makes your way outside along with some of Lauren's men. I'm gonna pop over to this map. Pay no attention to the fact that this name is named Street Combat Zone. That's just the name that Frag Maps gave to this map.
Yeah, right, sure. Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, all the maps that we've seen today have either been from Frag Maps on Patreon or Cyber Maps on Patreon, if you're watching this and you need some cyberpunk maps, go check those guys out. They're really good. That is true.
I have to now.
That is true. As Convol points out, it is up to the PCs to decide if it becomes a Street Combat Zone.
That's true.
It's true.
All right.
Let's get some wacky racers grade fucking fighting here. Turn this in the red line.
All right. So, all the racers are inside, listening to Lauren give a speech. It's not his custom to give a speech, but this is sort of the big race, the end of the racing season, and so people aren't too suspicious about that. Navi, you find yourself here, and you know that this car down here is the one you need to sabotage.
Got it.
There is a problem, though.
Mm-hmm.
These three individuals down here are all members of the Grim Angels. The rival gang that Gavin is a member of. They're not like on guard necessarily, but they are hanging out.
And they'll definitely take issue with seeing someone go up to their boss's car and just kind of start tinkering.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have they're definitely going to like say, who the fuck are you and why are you touching why are you touching Gavin's car?
Yeah.
So obviously you could try and bluff your way past that. You are not here alone though. There are three members of the crew, of Lauren's crew, hanging out here as well. You know that if you tell them you're doing a job for Lauren, you know that they'll help you out.
Okay.
If you could think of anything for them to do to help.
Okay. Thinking. I think.
So I'm gonna let you think. I'm gonna go get me a glass of water.
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm gonna be right back. Feel free to strategize with your other with your fellow player characters. I'm gonna be right back.
Yes.
Well, KB's gone. I'm actually gonna be right back too. So have fun
okay.
strategizing without me.
I got you.
Alright, I think you should baptize them.
Obviously.
I have some sand you can borrow.
No, I'm good, thank you. I was thinking I would just go over and talk to these people and just see, like,
Pancake.
What?
Someone from my communities here in chat. Their name's Pancake.
Oh, hello, Pancake.
Hi there.
No pancake.
Welcome.
I think you should seduce him.
I
I honestly, I think you could. You'd be like, this V12 engine is purring like me, and then you like growl at him a little bit.
Oh my fucking god.
God, I'm just imagining the purple like imp emoji showing up on their visor when they say that.
God.
All right, so I've
yeah.
looked at your character art more, and like my brain's like that's gray or that's teal. Like every other time I look at it, so I don't know what's going on.
I did give the fur a tint of blue, so you're not going crazy. I did
Okay.
try to make it blue.
Ugh.
I love blue grays.
Blue grays are fun.
They're such a good color.
They are.
I just noticed my eyes expand when I open them, like my model.
Your model is amazing. First
Like, I
of
can
all,
pog.
I haven't had a chance to say it, but what the fuck? Your model.
It's by Stealthy Mouse on Twitter. They make these custom like prog models. They're like $100 or something.
That's adorable.
See.
Me and Mokna have matching ones.
I love it.
I can like if I open my eyes regularly, but if I pog, they like get bigger.
Tog.
Oh, man.
I won't be using it every time because I also have a new 3D goth model that I want to show off whenever I can.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'll be doing that next time.
Hmm.
It has a womb tat
Oh.
I don't
Oh
see
boy,
and
spicy.
a tramp stamp. It says
Why?
Mama's boy.
For what purpose?
it's a joke. Because everyone says I'm not wholesome. So it's like, haha.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. Oh,
Hey there.
Pancakey is here. Hello.
Hi back.
They've redeemed and Convalescence has redeemed Hydrate, which is good that I went and got more drink.
Rank.
Invisible water.
Okay.
Yes, and Zed, I was there at your model reveal. I left because I had I couldn't stay the whole time. But it was very cute, very adorable.
Yes, I liked it a lot.
Anyway, so do we have a plan, Navi?
Vaba's gonna seduce him.
Okay.
No, I was not.
Oh, okay.
Seduce the dragon. Wait, we aren't playing D&D right now.
Yeah, we're not playing D&D anymore. Okay,
Oh, man.
There is
yeah,
a
I think I'm
skill for
just-
that. I mean, it's did you take the sex appeal skill?
I don't think I did.
No.
I did.
You're not. It
That'll
only
be
works
lower
on
down
people
there.
that are attracted to frogs, though. So good luck.
Once they
Good luck.
see this froggy ass shaking,
Oh,
they'll
Well,
be
that's-
quaking.
He's gonna start croaking, and he's gonna rizz him up. You don't understand. That stuff absolutely slays back in his home planet.
I'm sure there are very attractive frogmen.
I'm very colorful.
Mm.
Yes.
All the
Okay.
little, like,
I'm gonna. Okay, wait. So this requires a little tiny bit of setup. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking around the map to see if there is one, but I'm looking for a vending machine. I'm gonna get myself a little soda.
Sure. You can run into this. You can run into the knockoff space 7-Eleven and grab a soda.
Yeah.
Is it?
I will go
812?
grab one. Whoa! Your token moves across the map so slow. That's so funny.
I know. Yeah. I do kind of like that it does draw the movement, so you see like
Yeah, it's
what
kind
you're
of
moving
cool.
through. But sometimes it is just I just want to be over here now.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna wander inconspicuously
Mm-hmm.
over this way,
Yeah.
and then just feign that I trip and accidentally, quote unquote, spill my soda all over the hood of this guy's car.
Oh, that's
Oh
clever.
no! Oh no! My God, I'm so sorry. Ah! I'm gonna make a big show of it and start like try to wipe it off.
All right. So yeah, you you trip, you fake trip, you spill the thing. I'm not gonna make you roll to fake trip convincingly because none of them are paying you very much attention.
Okay.
But then you're like, oh no, I'm so sorry. And the Grim Angel gang starts like they look up, they see what happened. They don't look hostile or anything, obviously, but they do like come to check it out because you are messing with their car or their team's car, and they're like, hey, what's going on?
I just kind of spilled my drink all over the place. I'm a big klutz. I'm so sorry. I'm a mechanic. I can make sure that everything in here isn't messed up. Just don't worry.
I didn't grab that. I was trying to grab him.
Drives the car temporarily out of the way.
One of the guy goes, "Oh man, Gavin's gonna kill us if his car's all messed up. I'll go get some towels." And this guy's gonna run off to get some like paper towels and windshield cleaner and stuff, or window cleaner. And this guy's going to sort of stand over, be like, "Oh, okay." And this guy's kind of too far away to see.
Okay. That's good. That's what I was hoping. So, now there's just one guy here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just kind of like step to this side of it and just see if I can like well, actually I'm just gonna look to him and just say, do you think your boss would mind if I take a look under the hood to see if anything's messed up? I really electronical components in there would get really some fizzy drinks. I know how to fix it. Just trust me, okay?
All right. So I think that this is the chance to use your fast talk skill.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. This is what fast talk is used for. Fast talk is when you're trying to like quickly convince someone to do something quick that is maybe against their best interest. Just like, hey, oh, I'm on the list, don't worry about it, let me in. Or in this case, oh, hey, I can fix this, just give me a minute. Any sort of like quick deception like that, as opposed to acting, which is the skill of like a longer con, of like pretending to be someone you're not for a longer period of time. So this is definitely a fast talk roll. Because I like the idea here, and that you went and did the forework there with that, I'm going to give you a +2 bonus on this.
Ooh. Why, thank you.
So you may roll fast talk +2.
Oh. Cool. I did the modifier thing properly, I think, so.
You did. And now so fast talk though is an opposed roll. It is an influence roll. So it is opposed by his will.
Got it.
So I didn't upload his. No, he should have. It looks like his. Yeah, his. When I copied the Madon crew thug to make the Grim Angels thug, they didn't copy the primary attributes correctly.
Weird.
That's weird. They copied all the skills. Okay. I'll have to fix that later. I'll just use the other thug character sheet.
Okay.
And this will be a will roll. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So in opposed rolls, we would compare the margin of success would matter, right? So obviously he failed, so your victory is quite large. But if he had succeeded, he would have needed to succeed by equal or more than you.
Okay.
So if he had rolled a 9, that would have been a success by 0. But because you had a success by 1, you still would have won.
Okay. Got it.
All right. Yeah. You're a mechanic? Oh, okay. And he's going to go in here and he's going to pop the hood for you.
I'm in. Perfect.
You're in.
So
I'm in.
now I just gotta do my thing.
Yeah,
Use
Vivian,
my.
hold on.
Mhm.
Before you do that,
Oh.
I have good news and I have bad news.
Uh-oh.
The good news is I get to tutorial some another game mechanic. The bad news is it's one of your disadvantages.
Oh, yep. I think I might know what it is.
You see, viewers, Navi is a pyromaniac.
Yep.
Nice.
Of course. Viv character without the pyromancy is like an angel without its wings.
Yep.
Lux having flashbacks. So, you are
It's just me.
So, Navi is entirely capable of sabotaging this car in a subtle way that will not cause any sort of mayhem. And on a good roll won't even be immediately noticeable. Sort of rigging it to be underpowered or fail, or fail after a few minutes of driving. But you also know that you could rig it to catch fire, and that sounds fun. So,
You know what's really funny is I'm actually thinking, how could I make it like sabotage? What could I do? Could I just like take out part of the engine so it like fails or something? And then I'm like, wait a second, fire. This was independent thoughts. It's not thinking in the time, like in Navi's mindset. I was just like, I want to make a car light on fire.
All right. So
yeah.
So I do want to explain the mechanic real quick. You have the disadvantage pyromania. That you got some character points back for it. Now that you have an opportunity to set something on fire, you have a choice. You can just do that, and if you just do that, we don't have to make any rolls. If you would like to resist your compulsion to set something on fire, you can attempt to do so. It's not always a good idea to set something on fire, even if you want to. So your disadvantage comes with a self-control number. On yours, you can resist it pretty effectively. You only took the -2 points version of pyromania, which means if you want to resist setting something on fire, you just have to roll a 15 or less on 3d6.
Okay.
Pretty good odds. So you could probably resist it. Your pyromania probably has not ruined your life yet.
Not yet.
Because you could resist it most of the time. So it's up to you. You can say yes, I'm going to rig this car to catch on fire, or you can try to resist and do something more subtle.
I'm gonna try to resist the urge.
Okay. In order to resist the urge, you need to just roll 3d6. You need to roll a 15 or less. If you roll a 16, 17, or 18, you will give in.
Okay. So, do I just type /R 3d6? Is it like Roll20?
It is. That should work. Yes. Or I think you can just click those 3 red d6. Make sure your bucket is empty before you click it.
Yes, my bucket is empty, and here we go.
All right.
Oh, just barely.
Close, but yes, 14 is less than 15, so you may resist and you may act as you wish.
Okay. Good. I'm just going to loosen some of the valves and make it so that as the engine heats up, the parts will fall apart and the engine's just kind of shake itself apart once it gets going. So.
All right. So you're just gonna loosen some stuff up, and you're gonna do it. Give me a mechanics roll to do this quickly and quickly enough that they don't notice you're doing anything.
Yes. All right.
All right.
Ooh.
All right. You've rigged Gavin's car. You've sabotaged Gavin's car. When the race begins, he's gonna accelerate out of here, but he's going to lose power after before the end of the first lap. And even if he's able to tighten things up and get back in there, he's going to be way too far behind. You have taken out one of the lead competitors. Just as you finish, the other guy comes running back out with paper towels to clean off the windshield. And the other guy comes up and says, "Nothing got in there, right? Everything looks fine?"
Nah, everything looks fine. It's good.
Oh,
Stay
good.
okay.
I'm
so sorry, guys.
He closes the hood. No harm, no foul, I guess. And they sort of just try and squeegee it up so that Gavin doesn't notice. And you're able to walk away.
Yes, I'm going to just silently back away, and then just, once I'm out of the scene, I'm just gonna kind of like fast power walk over there, just to, like, whisper to one of the guys, "I did it. I did it."
Thumbs up. All right. All right. One moment. I'm going to gather some more. Some other tokens from the other map.
We really did open up with pod racing, didn't we?
We really did.
We did.
This is pod racing.
Yeah.
What's wrong with pod racing?
Nothing. It was nothing. It was actually one of the few. Well,
totally
I don't dislike
wizard.
the Phantom Menace, but I will tear it apart and make fun of it.
You can make fun of it, but to be honest, I do like episode 1 and episode 3, and I will defend them.
I love
like
those
episode
Naboo
2.
fighter ships.
Based as hell.
That is not.
All right.
I like the second one.
I mean, I like parts of the second one.
Yeah, that's
I like
true.
the Kaminoans.
I
And,
feel like
the Dexter's Diner scene.
Yeah.
Can I get a Jamba Juice?
I feel like 2 is probably the weakest, just because I feel like it has a lot of downtime. Anyways, let's just.
We'll
Got
be
Django Fett.
If we start discussing real Star Wars, it'll take so much of our precious time.
This is
Yeah,
better
let's
Star
discuss
Wars.
the Lego games instead.
No.
Ooh.
No.
Man.
Ooh.
You know what? We should have played the sound effect for when you get all 10 of the canisters when she
Wait.
finished.
One of us could have played a
thing.
Lego person.
This isn't Spider-Verse.
That's a mini kit noise.
I have the noise on my soundboard.
Oh,
Wonderful.
thank God. Thank God.
You can play that every time you succeed at a mechanics roll.
Yes.
This is great.
Perfect.
I love it. You came prepared.
I forgot about that.
All right. So Echo, it looks like you were going over to talk to Navi.
Yeah, Navi hears a whisper in the back of her head, going, "Open your mind."
Aha! It is open, I reply with my mind.
Navi realized there is a grinning dolphin that is like 9 feet tall, looking down at her, and it goes, "Hello, is this one the mechanic for the race?"
Yes, that is correct.
I would like to inform you that I hope that all of the cars have passed their safety regulations and have extra safety equipment, for I have been coached to crash into every single one.
That's perfect. That's perfect. It means I'm gonna get more business.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Go right ahead. Crash to your heart's content.
Echo says, grinning like a puppy.
Navi is grinning just as much, actually.
Echo is a very good dolphin.
Very.
Just shaved all the grooves off my wheels so there's less friction.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I
Alright.
replaced my wheels. I covered them with a sheet of plastic so they just slide all over like an ice level.
Let's be
Oh my
honest.
goodness.
Like, if you look at NASCAR wheels, they don't have any They don't have any like texture on them. So like.
No, they do
Oh,
until
really?
they don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
They don't tend to last very long.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, I'm looking at them though. They definitely have a lot less though than you'd
Yeah,
expect.
than regular. A lot of like some like drag racing wheels don't really have a ton, but yeah, they have a little bit of grooves. They got a grippy the street somehow.
Yeah.
Alright. Echo, this is going to be your big moment. Is there any preparations or prayers you would like to make before you enter into the battlefield?
I do some computer hacking to make some fine tunes for +1 to my car.
No, that's not really a thing you could do with computer hacking, I'm afraid.
No.
No.
No, Marilyn, you're right. They don't have treads.
Hey.
I tried. Okay. Echo's ready.
All right. Echo gets into their specially designed car. You jack in with your cybernetics. Cable goes from your car, connecting your brain directly to the car itself. Your vision is overlaid with the cameras of the car. A heads-up display flashes into your eyes. You are one with the car. You are ready to go. Your connection to the car like this is going to give you a +1 to all of your driving rolls. So you are. I think it's a +1. So yes, I'm gonna go with +1. So whatever your skill is, you have a +1 on top of that. Now, Echo, here is how we are going to handle your objective in this race. You are going to make 2 driving rolls for me. Don't roll yet. You're going to make 2 driving rolls for me. And the first roll is to succeed at your objective of taking out some designated cars. If you succeed on that roll, you will take those cars you will take 1 or more cars out of the race, giving a bonus to Rice to win. On a critical success, you will take out all of the major competition, and Rice will win without a roll. If you fail, you will fail to take. You may take out some cars, but they were not major competitors anyway, and so you will not give Rice any sort of bonus on his driving roll. And on a critical failure, you will crash and suffer severe injuries and total your car.
Oh God.
Right.
The second roll that you will make will be so the first roll is just the success in your objective or not. The second roll is going to be the roll to determine how messed up your car is after this. If you succeed or critically succeed on the second roll, your car really only takes superficial damage. Yeah, your paint job's scratched to hell. Yeah, your rear view mirrors got knocked off. Yeah, some windows got broken. But it's superficial damage. The car still runs fine. On a failure, your car you were forced to stop the race because your car received some greater damage. Nothing beyond Navi's ability to repair, but you will be without a car for a week or so, as it's in the shop. And you will receive, and you'll take a D6 of injury, a small amount, nothing life-threatening. On a critical failure, you will crash your car, the car will be totaled, and you will take severe injury. Those are the stakes. Now,
So my double crit fail, KB. The campaign is over for me.
If you crit fail on the first one, then you don't have to make the second one, because the second one is to see how damaged the car gets, and if you crit failed on the first one, then we already know how bad the car. We already know the answer to that, so you don't have to worry about a double crit fail. Now, you may give yourself a bonus on the first roll, but you will take the same magnitude of penalty on the second roll. So, the more bonus you give yourself to succeed at the task, so if you give yourself a plus, for instance, if you give yourself a +4 on the roll to see if you succeed or not, so you'd be rolling against, instead of rolling against a 12, you'd be rolling against a 16. Your roll against the car getting damaged will then be made at a -4. You understand?
Okay.
So yeah. So if you can give as you may give yourself as much bonus as you like on the first roll, to accept as much penalty as you like on the second roll. And before you do this, before you roll, I need to switch the music. We need to switch off of the Elusive Man's theme to F-Zero Mute City, covered by Richard E.B. on YouTube.
Of course.
Yes.
All right. The race is about to begin. Echo. You're sitting in your car, you're feeling the car, you are one with the car, and the flag flies, and the hover cars take off, blazing off into the sky over the city. Weaving between the buildings, flying over stalls, and blazing past street signs. How much bonus do you want to give yourself? How aggressively are you going in on this job?
Okay. So real quick, first, jacking the car, it gives me +1. That doesn't affect the second roll.
That's to all driving rolls, so that will apply to both of them.
So I will guess it's just 2.
Okay. So you're going to roll it. A net of +3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
Success.
All right, Echo, you are able to force several key competitors out of the race. Why don't you describe how that goes down?
Ooh. In this super flashy anime-esque sequence straight out of the anime Red, right?
Mm-hmm.
Echo is swerving and crashing into every other car, and they're all swearing at him, and he's just like, "I'm just doing my job." I was told this was okay.
Your telepathic feelings is that this is maybe not okay, after all. But you are committed. So as you start smashing into these other cars and competitors, let's see how good you are able to avoid getting smashed yourself.
Yes. Ooh.
Uh-oh. All right. At least it's not a critical failure. So Echo, you start smashing up some of these competitors. Some of them, after you like sideswipe them, he gets angry and he comes back at you, and you end up spinning out and crashing into a stall. As you do so, you will your airbag deploys. You get rattled around inside your car. You suffer 4 points of generalized injury, and your hover car's, one of your hover tracks is crushed and blown. You will not be flying away from this. But yeah, you lose 4 hit points, but you are alive. All right. Meanwhile, where'd Des go? Oh, there he was.
I don't know. I'm right here.
Echo crawls out of his car with a crack in his visor, a little bit of water pouring out like a aquarium. Did I reach the finish line?
As you do so, there are a lot of the racers are moving on, but a lot of the thugs that were back around the base are like, they're getting out of there before the police and the fire show up to deal with the Grex. You might be dealing with some problems in a little bit. But first, as this race is going on, hovering above it all, in their own car, is Lorne, Dez, and another man. As the race begins, Dez, you see the dolphin that you saw before. You see their car sort of just start smashing into other competitors, driving some of them off the road. Around one of the turns later on, you see them spin out and crash. What's Dez's reaction to that?
It's like, oh, very exciting. They'll be okay.
The man in the car with you is Judge Hain, Cram Hain. He is a member of the Imperial justice system here. Justice was in quotation marks. Yes. Yes, I do love a good race, Lauren says. I can see the appeal, Cram says. It is, and this is quite a good view.
We all race towards something, whether or not we reach the finish line first or last. It's usually due to our own decisions. Where do your decisions put you, Judge Haynes? Are you arriving first? Or are you in last place?
I don't know, Ricky Bobby.
Now drive with this panther in your car.
I don't
That's
follow
a
the panther
Ricky
metaphor,
Bobby
but
reference.
but I am used to coming in first. I see what happens to a lot of people who lose their own races.
Says sees their reflection. Yes.
Your name was Dez, yes?
Yes. I am yes, I am Dez.
What is your business on the planet?
I come to bring salvation to unawakened souls. I am a priest, and I am a listener.
Hmm.
I am the one who echoes the whispers of consciousness and life.
Hmm. I see. I wonder what the Inquisitors think of your faith.
We are a peaceful, yet fervent faith. We are the great faith. We don't find ourselves at odds with Empire, as we are now.
Oh, good. Good that you are sanctioned, then. I must admit, I am quite interested in the products of your people. You have much valuable resources to bring to the Empire. I do feel as if the restriction on the trade of your spice has been overly draconian.
Yes, the Anora and I have suffered a bit under certain legislations, but through certain applications of spice via ritual or spiritual/religious practices of our faith, the great faith, we have been able to sustain ourselves and some might say even flourish.
I have experienced it once, myself. It was quite invigorating, and I feel as if it was quite good for me in a lot of ways.
Spice can prolong life, can make you fertile and vibrant, and sometimes you can glimpse what lies beyond.
I suppose that is why the Void Walkers wish it to be restricted.
Yes.
Giving so much insight to the common man can be dangerous.
I will assure you that those who receive wisdom are no common man.
I suppose that's the point. Civilization needs
my
common
understanding. Yes, we all work off the yoke of the laborer until they eventually rise and seize the means of production for themselves. And we are driven back into the darkness, the back of the cave. Little do they know that the back of the cave is usually the drier part.
You tell interesting stories, Des.
Thank you. I write them down. Would you like to be on my email chain?
You can find my email on my website.
Nice. I have a tiny computer with me. I'm gonna make a note of that.
You suspect that this is his public email that is maybe potentially sometimes looked at by like a secretary.
A public email to thousands of bots is attainable. It is my understanding, Judge, that you would like to possibly experience what the common folk call the spice ecstasy once again.
Yes, and I would like to share it with several of my colleagues, which is why I have spoken with your man here, of Lorne Madon. Des works for me. My apologies. Misunderstood.
Madon is my disciple.
Lorne just sort of looks from one of you to the other, and Hayne looks from one of you to the other, and says, Be that as it may, I misspoke. What I mean to say is, as I have spoken to Mr. Madon, yes, I wish to have my own personal supply of the spice, and also enough that I may share it freely with my colleagues. I think it would be enlightening for many of them. So, I understood I ordered quite a large volume, but I want it to last me a while. I'm not accustomed to doing these sorts of deals, and I would like to just have a good stockpile of it. Is that obtainable?
I mean, under circumstances and guidance and through enough prayers and devout natures, many things are possible through the Voiced One. However, acquiring such a large amount and giving it via purchase, it can be a little bit tricky. We would have to label terms for its use, for you see, sometimes spice is its own currency. I have known on other worlds workers to have their salaries paid in it. I've heard stories that it is once like
if it is a matter of money, rest assured, I can pay the price. I know the street value.
Yes, precisely, the street value. If we were to move such a large amount to one supplier at once, the street value would go down. Or if anyone tells us that, like, you bought it for so amount, and then let's say if you were to resell it at a lower thing, you could cut our sales.
Oh, I'm happy to pay the current going rate. I'm not looking for a deal.
That's yes. But if you were to take the spice and then resell it at a lower cost, we would have to match your cost so that we could save both. Usually, spice deals of magnitudes aren't in great sums, but rather small supply, steady over time. It is safer for all parties involved. And the spice, be careful not to take too much at once, for that spice ecstasy can easily become a spice agony. I understand you want to purchase a large amount. However, for the purposes of enlightenment, you might have to have, like, some type of priest present. Maybe you would have to become my disciple.
I'm not interested in becoming anyone's disciple. Just want my product.
Then perhaps it could be of a scholarly use to study the components of the Anora's ritualistic practices.
What do you mean? What are you asking?
Well, I mean, as well,
I'm a lawyer, not a scientist.
Yes, that would be that wouldn't really work, would it not? I just know like a professor. But you wish to purchase it for recreational use. You see, that is a little bit iffy under your own Imperium's laws. And what I said earlier about
yes, I'm aware. As I mentioned earlier, I do disagree with the Empire on this matter. It is quite unreasonable, I think, to forbid, no well-informed individuals from what substances they choose to partake. I think it is quite draconian, myself. Quite unreasonable.
Yes. Alright. I am going to try and peer into this fellow's mind to see if those words are true or not.
Alright. So, here's the thing. You do have some freaky mind powers, but you did not take the freaky mind power of mind reading.
I took the one of mind control, didn't I?
Yes, the one you have is mind control with suggestion. So basically, you can suggest something, and you took certain limitations on it, so that you have to speak the suggestion. Basically, you have a Jedi mind trick. You speak a suggestion. They have to be able to hear and understand the words that you're saying. It does use. It is an all-out attack from you, meaning that using it in combat is dangerous. You don't get any defense rolls, but in sitting next to someone in a car is safe enough. And it is a suggestion, which has certain modifiers on how the mind control works.
Okay, I know what I want to suggest.
Okay.
I would like to say to the judge the following. I think it not only in your best safety and interest, but for mutual benefit, of course, that rather than supplying a large supply, it would be on a party basis for recreational use when needed. Let's say that if you were accidentally caught with this huge amount of spice, it would be an incredible imperial offense. However, if you're caught with smaller doses, you can write it off and say that it's a servant's. As a servant of a judge could afford a minor pittance of spice. However, surely only a judge could afford a kilogram. You only want to buy a small amount of death sticks.
All right. So this is so invoking your power in this way is an opposed roll. You tell him he only wishes to buy a small amount at a steady rate, and you will roll your chi attribute. Normally this would be IQ, but in this campaign we're floating the powers over to chi. So you're gonna roll chi. And
Where is chi?
So it should be with your list of primary attributes. I added it as a 5th primary attribute. So it's top left of your character sheet, right under your portrait.
Ah, yes.
You'll see strength.
I click
dex.
the number.
Yep. If you click the number, it will then roll that. All right. My Foundry is lagging, so I don't see it yet.
Happy.
Just some anticipation.
There it is. Okay. So you rolled an 8 against a 13. That is success by 5. That is a good roll. He is now going to make... this is resisted by his will. He is an intelligent man. He's a judge. He's been... he's naturally clever, and he has gone to higher education. So I'm going to say that he has an IQ of 12, and therefore a will of 12. So, but you have a good roll. Ooh, he also rolled an 8. That's funny. But your chi is a 13, so he got success by 4, you got success by 5. That means you win.
Hey. Oh, we did just want to do some drugs.
Well, you don't know that, but what you have you do speak that you do speak your suggestion, and he says, yes, I see your point. Lorne, I've changed my mind. I don't need the kilo. Just a small amount coming in regularly should be sufficient. We'll have a deal then. And Lorne sort of looks from Dees to the judge and sort of nods and says, I'll deliver it personally.
Everyone wants a kilo to show off of spice. However, I have found that those who boast too much are often talked about in negative light and behind their back. However, those who supply a good, steady time are often uplifted. Surely you will be first at the end of this race, Judge.
All right. And as we fade out on those, we will fade in elsewhere.
I'm gonna send the judge an email.
He will not see it.
Des is new to email. That's why they're all about it.
Des, you're not supposed to be here. Get out of here.
I am ever present.
All right.
Oh no, yeah, that's what he wants you to think.
All right. So meanwhile, back in the warehouse, you hear the sound of the race begin, Apollo and H4, and you immediately start hearing the sounds of cars smashing into each other like it's some sort of demolition derby instead of a street race. Wonder what that's about.
I don't get why people can't just be honest in their race, and instead they're going out there trying to ruin everybody's day.
Yeah, it doesn't really sound like the most strategically efficient way to get to the finish line either.
And know the thing that really bothers me? I know damn well this pot here ain't where the real money is. There's a bunch of dummies out there betting.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Lorne also sort of runs the gambling. That's where the real money is. He does take a cut of the pot, but the real money is in the gambling. That's why he does this. Well, he also just likes it, but he also just seems to like cars. But you know, when you can do what you love and make money, that's pretty sweet gig.
That's the goal, right? The dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just saying though, I don't get people.
People are weird, sometimes there's not a lot to get, but there are also the things that you don't get, they really judge you pretty hard on, so it evens out in a really unfortunate way.
The way I see it, gambling's like Russian roulette. If you keep pulling the trigger, eventually you lose.
Yeah, but maybe you'll win also,
Exactly.
The only time where you'd want to gamble is when you're gonna go broke if you don't make it big. Anyways, tell me about yourself though. Why'd they decide to bring you onto the job?
Well, I'm extra muscle. It sounded like they needed some extra muscle. Not much else to it.
Oh, really? So, what's your preferred weapon? How do you usually deal with ne'er-do-wells?
Just sweating profusely, feeling like because they probably carry their lightsaber around on their person regardless of if they're going to use it or not.
Yes.
Just like feeling the handle of it like tucked in their jacket or something, just like pressing against them. Oh, just a typical short range blaster. Nothing too fancy.
All right,
Haven't been able to afford anything much better than this.
He moves his poncho out of the way and shows that he's got 4 pistols fucking strapped to his fucking skinny robotic body. I was about to say, if you didn't have a gun or nothing, I could have loaned you one.
Oh. Do you always carry that many weapons with you?
Oh, by the way.
Why wouldn't I?
By the way, Apollo, you having some experience in the realm of, adventuring, you recognize that not only are those 2 heavy blaster pistols and then 2 smaller normal blaster pistols, all 4 of them are currently loaded into power holsters that will practically eject the gun into your hand in a fraction of a second.
You have a lot of tricks up your sleeve.
Hear me out, pal. You ask me why I have to carry 4 pistols. I'll tell you. You always want to be prepared. Always.
Uh, I think it's at this moment that Apollo's kind of thinking back to the Visions TM that they had, and they're like, always being prepared. So you wanted to know why I was kind of freaked out a little bit earlier.
Yeah, you seemed awful sweaty.
Yeah, and I think what the warehouse might be haunted, and that could be true, but
Well, if anybody comes on in here, that shouldn't be here, it'll definitely be haunted.
What did you say that your designation was again, friend?
My designation is H4R0, but all my friends call me Harrow.
Do you mind if I call you Harrow?
Well, seeing as we're working together, I consider you a friend.
Thank you. Yeah, we can be friends. This is not always the ideal place to meet friends, but hey, what else are you gonna do? Anyways,
Sure, vocation.
If you're the type that likes to be prepared, I don't know if there's really any proper way to say this. I mean, given...
All right.
Well, hold on. I was thinking of something, then I heard a noise somewhere in my house, and now my brain turned off.
Well,
I needed to recollect what I'm thinking, what I was going to say.
Hear me out. If you're gonna tell me something I ought to know, I'd prefer to know it.
Yeah, I don't know if most people would want to know it, but at the same time, I still think it's maybe better for someone to tell you what you don't want to hear sooner rather than later.
I'll have you know, I've got a better constitution to bad news than most humans you'll meet, or any other living thing. I take it on the chest and I carry on.
Right.
So, I'm gonna take it from here for a moment. So,
right, yeah.
Apollo takes a deep breath and then says, "Right. So what I saw was," and our camera sort of pans away, and we do not get to hear the conversation that happens between Apollo Knight and Haro. But instead, we zoom again to the outside, where we get a quick glimpse of Rice racing in the lead. Most of his major competition taken out. We get a glimpse of Gavin, his car broken down on the side of the road. We see a bunch of other gang members yelling at Echo for wrecking their cars. We see police lights in the distance coming towards the wreck. It's a problem for them. And then the camera floats back towards the warehouse, and towards the warehouse door, and then we hear a pair of girls, young women, giggling and making their way into the warehouse. We cut back to Haro and Apollo after that conversation.
Thank you for telling me all that, and I'll keep that in mind. People ought to know that sort of thing.
I have no details as to when it would happen, but just I'll keep an eye out for you. Don't worry. I'm sure it's nothing too serious.
Oh, I'm excited. I ain't afraid. And then Harrow sort of is Harrow able to hear the giggling? Women starting to approach.
Yeah, so you hear the sound of boots on ground and a couple of giggling young women, making their way closer.
Harrow's going to stage his draw underneath his poncho.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go ahead and he's going to go into the corner here, and no, he's gonna stay exactly where he is, and he's gonna eyeball these, but he's gonna leave the talking to Apollo.
All right. Apollo, you see a pair of attractive young ladies. They're walking about. They've got like heeled boots on that clack against the concrete floor. One of them's got a liquor bottle in their hand. And they sort of like move towards you and like laughing and sort of, "Hey there, handsome, what's going on?"
You feeling all right?
We're feeling great. She's gonna come up here and she's going to like stumbles into you. You smell alcohol as she like stumbles into you and grabs your arm. Oh, clumsy.
Yeah, clumsy. Apollo just kind of very unceremoniously and kind of coldly just kind of like grabs her arm and just kind of like puts it back down at her side and kind of like stables her in a way where she's not like leaning on them. And then it's just like, how did you stumbling all the way into this warehouse at this specific time seems just a little bit too convenient?
Oh, well, we came to watch the race, but you can't see anything after they rocket off. So we got bored, and all the guys were watching on their little phones, but that's no fun. You look like a lot more fun. We should go party. The other girl will grab your other arm now.
Yeah, sure. Once the pod racing is done and the victory has been crowned, but I got a job to do here, ladies.
Oh, come on.
Look,
it's fine. Look, you've got a fucking murder bot watching it. Nobody's gonna do nothing.
Hear me out. Now, you can consider it this way. He's told you no. What you're currently doing is harassment. Now, you ain't supposed to be here, so I'd skedaddle. Now.
Yeah, what he said.
Alright. So Haro, and Apollo. Well, first I want to check Haro's sheet, make sure that he doesn't have any traits that I am forgetting about. I don't think he does, though. Alright. I want Haro and Apollo to make perception checks.
Looking on here for perception. Is that...
it is a secondary attribute, so it's up there to the right of your primary attributes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Dang it.
Oh, so did I just hit the 10?
Yep.
Oh, no.
We missed him by so little.
Can I... Oh, is there any...
Oh, wait. There was a -4 applied to Marilyn's roll.
Oh, there was. You had a -4 in your bucket. So which you shouldn't have had. So you
Why do I have a -5 listed on my sheet?
It's probably because you were measuring and it applied the disadvantage because of the way that like the range something works.
No, so the -5 on your sheet, the -5 on your sheet, that is the points you spent. You paid for intelligence of 11, and by default, your perception is equal to your intelligence. But
I see.
You basically sold back a point of perception for 5 points.
All right.
Okay, so actually that was actually not a failure because that was a 7 against a 10, so that was actually success by 3.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I also had something in my bucket. This is going to take getting used to. So I actually got a success by 2, and you got a success by 3. All right. Actually, it should have been. Actually, it probably should have been filch instead of stealth. But okay, regardless, you won the contest. So as you are talking with these girls, and trying to convince them to leave, H4, your peripheral vision, or your audio sensors probably, pick up an individual creeping silently up from behind. As you turn towards the source of the sound, you can see.
Do you think he turns towards him? No, his head rotates, 180 degrees directly behind himself.
Like an owl swiveling?
Yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Mechanically, you still turn towards him, but yes, as your head rotates towards him, you see this individual. Despite the art, he doesn't actually have a rifle on his back, but he is dressed head to toe in black, with a face mask, obscuring his identity. He freezes. He seems to be trying to move silently towards the money. He now freezes.
You know what? I was given a job to do. This person's obviously a low-down cheat. I'm going to fire at him with all of my guns.
All right. All right. Well, I think that since we're at the end of session time, next session will be the combat tutorial.
Oh, hi. Okay.
Oh, fuck. All right.
All right. And that'll be for next time. So thank you guys for playing. And I hope you're excited for the next game. We will be playing again in 2 weeks at the same time. So everybody out there, please make sure you follow my social media and stuff for all of my schedules and things, so you can know when the next session is. And if you missed part of it, and you want to come back and watch the whole VOD, it will be saved in my YouTube archives very soon. So please check me out there. And if you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you come and follow me on Twitch and watch the next episodes live if you like. There's interactions and things, and you can hang out and chat. Yeah. Does anyone have anything that they want to plug before we end things?
I had fun.
I had a lot of fun. It was great.
Oh, this was great.
I'm so excited for more of this campaign. I'm really attached to this party.
I'm loving it.
We haven't even all like met in the same location yet. I mean, sort of with the beginning, but like we haven't really like interacted and gotten our party dynamics TM. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited for all of this. This is really fun.
I know.
I do plan
ahead.
for this to be a bit of a slow burn campaign. It's gonna go slow, a little slow at first, and I do think that you might not find until later on, you might not really find that you have the normal like party dynamic in how I'm kind of planning on running this. Like, you know, you kind of had your own things going on, but you all are members of the same group and you all know each other, so you can always call on each other and get involved in each other's stuff.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a slow burn until we eventually get to our explosive finales, which I am looking forward to.
I'm very much looking forward to it.
By the way, just before we end the thing, for like the last scene, I was fiddling around trying to install a voice changer,
Mm-hmm.
What's the over/under on if this sounds good?
Gremlin mode activated.
Yeah.
That might be a little too.
That
might be
that
a
might
little
be a little too
garbled.
changey.
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
bit too warbly.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a bit of an extreme goblin mode. We'll say that for sure.
I do like the idea though. So maybe keep playing
find
around
it.
with it.
He's still going to Slugcats from Rain World.
Oh my god.
I don't need that in it. Or a loot bug.
God. I make sure to always pet the loot bug while I kill it with my pickaxe.
All right.
Oh man.
But that is going to be the end of stream. Thank you everybody for
Good night, everyone.
for coming. We're gonna go and raid. And we're gonna go and raid Gloop Queen, who is playing Super Mario 64.
Hell yeah.
And they're really cool. I like them. So Gloop Queen. All right, I'm gonna hit the start raid button. So yeah. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time. Follow all the things. And goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right, we're done.
I'm gonna be honest. Wait, did you really? Oh wait, that was a 3D, not a 3D3. I was about to be like, did you really get a 3 on a 3D3? But anyways, the thing I wanted to say here is, I really dig. I feel like everyone here is really just being really extra with their characters, and I'm all here for it.
I really love this so far.
I would die for this any member of this party in real life.
Honestly real.
Get him a big sandwich.
It's like
Vivian, the
we
sandwich.
all
Think
brought
of
our
all.
most wacky
Like
and
it's gonna
dumb
be a
characters
wall.
to the table,
Where did
and
the fucking
I'm just
level
excited
go?
for this.
I think it's just like, I don't
Mario's
know, I
lost at
feel
sea,
even though
everyone.
when there's like a lot of downtime between like
Mario is
when
going to be devoured by
I as a
sharks
person have to do
miles
things with
out
my
in the Pacific
character,
Ocean.
I'm so deeply entertained by the shenanigans that everyone else is getting up to, that it doesn't even feel like I'm just kind of like sitting here and just like listening to a podcast basically. It's just like I'm so compelled and entertained by all of these deeply weird guys.
I'm gonna be honest.
Remix!
Cave, I feel like you wanted us to talk to the thief, or you were prepared for that, but like,
No.
you were prepared for me to murder bot.
Well, I wasn't
yeah.
I wasn't sure if you would I wasn't sure if you would immediately shoot,
That was a good noise.
or if you would like, if you had tried to approach him, he was going to shoot you. So it
I guess I
it
should
was
check
the
things
combat
first because we
tutorial.
don't-
I dig. I'm sorry.
figured.
I see you guy.
Marilyn, real quick, I
I'm
made
glad
a
this game
avatar
is
for
working
you.
so well. This
I'm
is
gonna put it
definitely
in
the
your chat.
Whoa!
Just my
There we go.
impression of your character.
Oh, did you?
Howdy,
What is
partner.
this?
Mario's hydrophilic. Void Empire to Star Wars inspired homebrew set up using goats.
There you go.
I feel like I learned
That
once
is
upon a
the
time
droid
what goats
amazing.
is, but I do
That's,
my God.
Sounds cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but I wanted to
Let's
ask
see,
you one thing though. How much will it cost for me to eventually
So if I
buy
remember
being
what, this is
omnidirectional
actually
for
gonna be
Harrow?
very-
I'm sorry. I was trying to interact with Gloop's stream. I'm here now. What was the question?
How much?
I'm head to
how long-
bed real quick.
Good night.
Good night,
Alright.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Take care.
Goose night.
Good night.
This night.
Pleasure having you. I was gonna say, how much is it gonna cost? Would it cost me later on to buy the ability to be omnidirectional for Harrow?
So, that is a good question. So, the first thing you would probably need is, like, 360-degree vision.
Mhm.
Which is, a very expensive advantage to buy in-game.
How many points we talking on that?
25.
Okay.
And you should be expecting to get between like 3 to 5 per like adventure.
Okay. Okay. That's very expensive then. I see.
Yes. That's a very defining ability, mechanically speaking. It does do a lot. You can attack foes to your side or rear without making a wild swing. Though you still are at -2 to hit due to the clumsy angle, so you would also need to like spend a small amount of points to buy that off as a technique. But you get +5 to detect shadowing attempts. You are never surprised by a danger that comes from behind unless it's concealed from sight. Extra eyes are merely a special effect. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
So
you
yeah,
can't.
I'm looking at like about 30 points to buy everything.
So yeah. So you'd be looking at about 30 points. Now you can make it a little cheaper if your eyes giving you 360-degree vision are easy to hit. So if you gave yourself 360-degree vision because you like added an eye stalk on the top of your head or something, so the wording is your eyes are on stalks unusually large or otherwise more vulnerable to attack. Others can target your eyes from within their arc of vision at only -6 to hit. So
Okay.
if you had something like that would reduce the 360 vision by 20%.
So if Rhea, okay, so if you know,
so that would be 20 instead of 25.
Yeah, so if our favorite protogen decided to go for the cheap stuff that they found in the scrap heap, it becomes significantly cheaper to upgrade me.
Yeah. So that kind of thing applies. And you could maybe put other we could come up with other limitations on that, like if your rear-facing eyes don't have color vision, that's probably a small accessibility, limitation.
It could be like the rear-facing eyes are actually just like a motion sensor sort of thing.
Yeah.
They're just like a new. Camera that we strap to you. It kind of has low FPS quality, so.
Yeah.
Actually, I think GURPS Powers has a limitation on it that is basically that, and it's like it's 360-degree vision, except it isn't. It's just sort of like makes it so it's like a
enhanced senses.
Enhanced senses, so like you get some of the benefits, but you can't actually see. Let me see if that's correct, if I'm right about that.
Also, while you're looking that up, Rhea, I asked you if you would I asked you in DMs, but
yeah, let me look at that again. I was very distracted.
No, I get you. There's a lot going
on. An allowance for typing at bars and being generally nice to people.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
He won't enter a bar if he can't buy at least one drink. Rude.
Oh, we need to. I can't wait for Apollo to go into a tavern or bar for the first time in this campaign on screen.
Oh, that'll be great.
So fun.
I just for the record, on my character sheet, I'm also known as the party animal.
By the way,
that's good.
The second request you had, installing a flamethrowing pistol, you don't even have to ask. I'm going to do that.
As soon as we get enough money, you have to buy me a hand flamer.
Of course.
Please. We have to make our murder robot be able to flambe.
Yeah.
Yes. That'll just be a matter of equipment. Something you could just buy.
Yeah, I figured that's just a purchase.
Yeah. Because I'm sure there's some sort of handheld flamethrower from GURPS Ultratech that we can adapt.
Man, I just feel like I feel like I should know. What's the progen's name again? I horrible names.
Navi.
Her name is Navi.
Oh yeah, Navi. Gosh. Okay. I feel like